Royalty Home Care and Private Nurse Services, and today I will share with you on diabetes. Diabetes is a chronic, meaning long-lasting, disease that occurs when the pancreas is no longer able to make insulin or when the body cannot make good use of the insulin it produces. It is a condition where the amount of glucose in your blood is too high, and glucose comes from the food you eat, and it is the main source of fuel for the body. So to break that down further for you, the insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas. Our pancreas is an organ that is located behind our stomach, and the insulin acts like a key to let the glucose from the food we eat pass from the bloodstream into the cells in the body to produce the energy that we need. So when we eat high portion of food or carbohydrate, the food is then broken down into glucose in the blood, and then the insulin helps the glucose to get into the cells, and that's how we get our energy. If we're not able to produce insulin or use it effectively, it will lead to raised glucose level in the blood, which is known as hyperglycemia. And over long term, high glucose levels are associated with damage to the body and failure in various organs, example the kidney and the heart. There are different types of diabetes, and I'm just gonna go through them very quickly. Type 1 diabetes, also called the insulin-dependent diabetes, is an autoimmune disease where the body attacks itself by mistake and destroys the cells in the pancreas that produces the insulin. So persons who have type 1 diabetes must inject themselves with insulin every day to help the body use the glucose from the food that they eat. When the insulin is not delivered to the cells, the glucose stays in the bloodstream and the body cannot use it for energy. So when the body cannot use it for energy, it may lead to persons feeling tired, hungry, and having increased thirst, and also frequent urination, weight loss, and things like that. You're at risk for type 1 diabetes if you have a family history of type 1 diabetes, or if you have other conditions that affect the immune system, will also increase your risk of developing type 1 diabetes. With type 2, that is called the non-insulin dependent diabetes, is the most common type of diabetes, and this is where the insulin produced is not performing its primary jobs, and the liver is making more glucose than what the body needs. So the problem mentioned will permit the glucose to build up in the body instead of going to the cells, which will lead to other diabetes complications. And some symptoms of type 2 diabetes include tiredness, blurry vision, infections that do not heal, and numbness or tingling in the feet or hands. You're at risk for type 2 diabetes if you're overweight, have family history of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, abnormal blood cholesterol, history of gestational diabetes during pregnancy, inactive lifestyle, or smoking. With gestational diabetes, gestational diabetes is diabetes that happens, is a type of diabetes that arises during pregnancy, and usually it happens during the second or third trimester, and in some women it happens because the body cannot produce enough insulin to meet the extra needs of the pregnancy. If you're someone or you know someone that is living with diabetes, there are a few tips that you can follow to help manage diabetes, and that is eat well, You can do so by making a diabetes meal plan with help from your healthcare team. You can choose foods that are lower in calories, saturated fat, trans fat, sugar, salt. You can eat food with more fiber, such as whole grain cereal, bread, crackers, rice, or pasta. And instead of drinking juice or regular soda, you can drink water. Also, point to note, when you're preparing a meal or when you're having a meal, you can fill half of your plate with fruits and vegetables, and you can use like 1/4 of lean protein. For example, beans or chicken without the skin, and you can fill the other quarter with whole grain, such as brown rice or whole wheat pasta. Point to note, stress is something that can raise your blood sugar as well. So you can learn ways to lower your stress level. You can try things like deep breathing, gardening, taking a walk, meditating, or even listening to your favorite music. Try to be active. Start slowly by taking a 10-minute walk 3 times per day. But you need to set a goal to be active, to be more active most days of the week. Take your prescribed medication and also test your sugar level at least 2 times a day and be present on all of your clinic dates. Diabetes is something that has no cure, but it can be managed to have that normal glucose level. Listeners, I am Nurse Alicia Solomon, the founder of Royalty Home Care and Private Nurse Services. Feel free to WhatsApp us on 666-3598 or leave us a message on our Facebook page at Royalty Home Care and Private Nurse Services. Thank you for listening. Bye.